गोपीजन वल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी जय 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 यशोदनंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना 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 जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 ओम नमो भगवते ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य जष्टोपदेशे जब पताक स्वामी गुरु महाराज आचार्य कहने के लिए आपको नारविंद भक्ति वेदांत शील प्रभुपाद की वैष्णव जी नाम प्रेम हो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री गुरुदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तों जय राधा मारुति जी हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय आनंद कोरी जय गौर प्रेमानंद हरि हरि बोल all glory to Hare Krishna Hare Krishna glory and Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj.
Jai. Jai. Satidev Mataji, thank you for joining. So nice. Every day you are joining without fail. Prabhu Mataji is a disciple of Bhakti Dhira Damodar Maharaj from Nigeria. So Mataji is from America joining every day to our Shiva Sangan. Prabhu is a very good speaker. Shamchandra Prabhu is a very good speaker. He is in Kerala now. He was in Shajman. And he will give such a good nectar now. You will wait and watch, you will hear. Prabhu, please start, Prabhu. P.S. Nan Prabhu has joined, yes.
Hare Krishna, Panditji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Okay, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, 4th chapter, verse number 7.
Jai.
Tamagadam tatra na kaschanadryad imanidam yajna krudo vayajjana krideshvasvai jananidi jananim cha sadraha premastu kandhya parisasya vajurmuda tamagadam tatrana kaschanadriyad imanidham yajnagrudo vayajjanaha krideshvasur vaijaninim cha sadara premasru katya parisavgajurmudha. You want to read?
You can continue.
Tamagadam tatrana kastanya anyadrayad vimanitam yajnakrato vaye janan vitve swadervai jananincha sadharam premashru kandaya parishvajarmuda.
The word-to-word meaning. Come here, Sadi, Agadam, having arrived, Tatra, the, Na, not, Kaschana, anyone, Adriyat, received, Vimanidham, not receiving respect, Yajna Kridha, of the performer of the sacrifice, Daksha. Payat, from fear, Jana, person, Hrude, except Swasra, her own sisters. Why indeed? Jananim, mother, Cha, and Sa Adraha, with respect. Prema Asru Kandhaya, whose throats were filled with tears of affection. Parisa Vajuhu, embraced. Muda, with glad faces. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Bhakti Vedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
When Sadi with her followers reached the arena, because of all people assembled were afraid of Daksha, none of them received her well. No one welcomed her but her mother and sisters, who with tears in their eyes and with glad faces welcomed her and talked with her very pleasingly. Put by His Divine Grace of Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The mother and sisters of Sadi could not follow the others who did not receive Sadi very well. Due to natural affection, they immediately embraced her with tears in their eyes and with loving feelings. This shows that women as a class are very soft-hearted. Their natural affection and love cannot be checked by artificial means. Although the men present were very learned Brahmanas and demigods, they were afraid of their superior Daksha, and because they knew that their welcoming Sati would displease him, although in their minds they wanted to receive her, they could not do so. Women are naturally soft-hearted, but men are sometimes very hard-hearted. उमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकाय चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मुक्तिं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगणरघुनाथान्वितं तां सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादां सगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितां च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिकान्त नमोऽस्तुते मुक्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताक स्वामी निधि नामिने नमाचार्यवादाय हिदाय कृपदाय गौरवदा दामोदरग्रामताय नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सारस्वती परवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदा हरि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। पंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां कृष्ण।
Superb verse, Prabhu. So much point in this.
I don't find any points. You must be finding many points.
Because with the previous one, no, Mataji had fought with Shiva and gone. And Shiva told her not to go, but still she went.
Yeah, that's correct.
And he knew what is going to happen. That's why he was keeping quiet.
Correct.
And he kept quiet because he didn't want to elect Vaishnava Prat. Husband is the first guru. He
That's
just kept
right.
quiet.
Yes. So explain Shiva's silence and Sadi's anxiety, then Sadi's anger, and bewildered Sadi left. All this was discussed in the
past
previous slokas.
Yeah.
So here now we'll see what happened when she reaches there. She was so much excited actually because something very important is happening at her father's place. And she didn't want to miss it. Even after her husband telling him not to go, still she was so excited. But see what happened, unfortunately. So when Sadi with her followers reached the arena, because all the people assembled were afraid of Daksha. This is one very important point, because he being the Prajapati, everyone was afraid of him, and everybody knows his way of dealing things. So they were all afraid because they know the way he behaved with Shiva, Lord Shiva, and considering that, they were all afraid actually, because Lord Shiva being such an exalted personality, and if he can insult Lord Shiva himself, then naturally everybody was afraid of him. That's why they did not want to, and they all know that Sadi was the wife of Shiva, and they did not want to show any, mercy toward her in front of Daksha, or even the normal things they forgot how to behave when
greetings.
The greetings.
Normal greet.
That's right. They even forgot to greet her properly. So because of they in heart to heart they wanted to do it, but then See, but because of fear of Daksha, they did not want to eat. That's,
Mm.
but the family was different because they are not bothered. They don't bother about whoever feels bad or that is naturally it's the way because it is her daughter. I mean, it's her mother behaved like that. It's her daughter and then sisters, and they all behaved in the proper way. But unfortunately, Sati was totally
Unhappy.
unhappy because she didn't get what she expected from her father because she in spite of Shiva telling not to go, she still came expecting something. I mean, so she can build up the the gap
Relation.
between relation. So, but then unfortunately that did not happen. So she was very very sad. But the thing is that that's what Prabhupada says in his purport that women are very soft-hearted sometimes, and that is very clearly explained here in this particular.
Sensitive also. Sensitive.
Yeah. And the thing is that they don't get into the politics actually. They want to show their love to her daughter or sister without getting into the politics because this was totally politics because what Daksha did with Shiva was totally politics. But in case of Shiva, he would have been more careful actually because when he knew that Shiva was such an exalted devotee of the Supreme Lord, and he should have taken a little bit more care in handling the situation. And Shiva has his own explanation why he did not get up when the Shah arrived in the front, and all these things are there. But Daksha was not able to, probably because of anger, or this is one thing which is very clear, which everybody should understand, because
anger and envy also. Envious.
yes, anger and envy, these are very bad. Very bad characters we all have actually. So even Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says how angry kaman kamat krodho vijayade krodhat bhavati sammodhat dhriti smriti brahmsad buddhinasho buddhinashat pranashyati. And that's what happens, because of this krodha, things gets bad, very bad shape. And then everything is, because though Krishna says that Namai Bhakta, my devotee will never
perish.
Never perish. But then a person having this sort of qualities, the envy and anger, certainly he will fall down. There's no doubt about that. So these things are very clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita also. But at the same time, the Shah was not careful about it because only because of envy towards Shiva, and his anger arised, and then he misused the words, against him. And then
the previous verse was told Shiva actually paid respect to Daksha also because he was praying to Paramatma, he was praying to Sankarshan. And so he was meditating, closing his eyes. So actually, he has respected all.
That's what I said. He had his own explanation for what he was doing. So, but that was not understood by Daksha. That was the actual problem. So, anyway, so and Sati was the here the Sati was the youngest of all the daughters. So,
pet daughters.
And she was the pet for Daksha. But he forgot all those things. Of course, these are material.
How you can forget Babu? Your daughter is a so darling daughter. How you can, just because he's against Shiva?
Yeah, and moreover, she is the the demigoddess of the nature also. She is
material world.
Yes. So even in any circumstances, Daksha should not have done what he have done. But this is what happens. How we get carried away because Kama Yasha, Krodha Yasha. This is what Bhagavad Gita also tells us. So these are the things which miscarry us, to the wrong direction, and then we get into problems. So here it is said, the mother and sisters of Sati could not follow the others who did not receive Sati very well. Because others did not receive Sati very because of fear of Daksha. But then the mother and sisters, they could not follow that because they have that internal relationship and the the connection with her, and they properly reacted. But due to the natural affection, they immediately embraced her with tears in their eyes and with loving feelings. This shows that women as a class are very soft-hearted. This is one, of course, this is one good quality for women. But then the thing is that somebody takes undue advantage of that. Soft heart is also becomes a liability at times.
Yes.
But that is why in the Shastra it says the ladies must be protected. It is not that they want freedom. No, freedom is not actually, they don't. Sri Swadandran Narhari, that is what says the Manu Samhita. So Vidar Kaumare, the husband protects her during her Kaumar and the Yovana, and the Pida Putra, the sons protect her when she's old. So this is what the Shastra says, and they don't arhadi, na swadandram arhadi. So this is very, very true, because what they need is protection. That's what the Shastra says. Very much, Samhita very clearly says. But and Srila Prabhupada also in his purports, in many of his purports, he clarifies these things, as to. But the thing is that in the today's world, people are only worried about their freedom. Everybody wants freedom, but though they don't deserve it, they still want freedom. That's about the problem. So even though Prabhupada says, but okay, maybe devotees will understand, but nobody else understands. Who else understands?
So Indian government has approved live-in relation. How they have approved? Indian government has approved. The Supreme Court has approved live-in relation.
Yeah. No, that is all. That's all. Wrong understanding or wrong. But probably the thing is that they may be trying to go with the wind. Like that. Could be that, but they should not do that.
So much damage happening, Prabhu. So much abortions happening.
So much damage. Yes. But there is nothing anybody can do, because even in the material world, Supreme Court is considered to be the highest. And but when we talk about the laws of the nature, and that is the highest. But who understands that? Nobody understands that. But here, because you cannot go against the law of the nature. Even if you try to escape somehow in this life, you will get caught. Yeah. So that is what is very important. That is what people don't understand. Because if you cheat somebody for 500 rupees this life, but next life you have to give 4 into 500 times.
Yeah.
So that is there. That things we don't understand. Unless you really understand Bhagavad Gita and the scriptures, you will not have that real understanding of the real laws of the nature. Because the laws of the nature is also the laws of the Supreme. It's one and the same thing. And there is no differentiation between these. Whatever Krishna decides, Dharmam Sakshat, Bhagavat Pranidam, that is there. That same dharma is elaborated in the laws of nature, and as long as you understand it and behave accordingly, that's it. That is the perfect way of living, and that will take you to the highest perfection of life. That's it.
Mm.
So what says is that see the one example was told by our Guru Maharaj itself, this regarding the soft-heartedness of the ladies about Draupadi. In Draupadi, Draupadi's 5 sons were killed by Ashwatthama. But when it came to taking revenge against Ashwatthama, she did not want to do that actually. Because she stopped Arjun from killing him. He was, and he was only given as punishment, which of course as good as killing only. They cut off his hairs and and he was released. So that's because only because Draupadi stopped him from doing that. Because she did not want Kripi, the mother of Ashwatthama, to suffer like she is suffering, because she already knows the suffering of loss of 5 children, and she did not want Kripi to suffer like that. So see, that is the proper understanding and the proper the soft-heartedness of the women. So she stopped Arjuna from killing Ashwatthama, and Arjuna understood why is that, and he did exactly what. And of course, Krishna no, this has to happen like this only. But in still, he's telling him, he's trying to he's trying to see whether Arjuna is going to take the right decision or not. But see, they are things so understanding. Arjuna understood what Draupadi wanted, and then he acted accordingly. So this is mainly because of the soft-heartedness of Draupadi. Because she thought of that pain she have suffered of her loss of her 5 children, and then Ashwatthama was released without being killed. So that is one very important. But the only thing is that this soft-heartedness is sometimes becomes a liability. And some people take undue advantage of that, because some boys or some men, they're trying to attract, and then with sweet words, and because of that soft-heartedness, they oblige, and then they get into problems. So this is what very important though. But that is why they need protection. Ladies needs not freedom; they want protection. Actually, that's what's being given. So. And the biggest thing what Daksha did not understand is that Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho, Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava, and of course we also learn it from the scriptures and other Bhagavad Gita or other things like that. What is the status of Shiva? Because earlier maybe we were thinking Shiva is the top. So, and all the devas are not the same. Amongst all the devas, Shiva is the highest, and he is called, that's why he's called Mahadev. So
Vaishnavana Meta Shambho.
Yes, Vaishnavana Yada Shambho, and he is Mahadev. But these things are not understood by Daksha, and thus we have behaved like that. And she should not have offended Shiva in any case. First, and what our Guru Maharaj is telling, that whenever you offer bhog, you offer first to Shiva, Krishna, and then the prasadam is offered to others.
Shiva.
So that means you are not neglecting them also. At the same time, they are not overriding the Supreme also. Because Shiva, Krishna has got the name, Asamurda. He is now, nobody is equal to him or nobody is greater than him. So these things also we should follow. But at the same time, you should give the respect to the demigods. especially Shiva. So this Shiva's this importance we know throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, and there is one story of Narada Maharshi. You know, we all may be knowing this story that Narada Maharshi did tapasya for almost 12 years and pleased Lakshmi Devi to get prasadam, from Narayana's plate.
Yes, yes.
So, and after 12 years of tapasya, Lakshmi Devi was pleased with Narada and asked him what yes,
Mahaprasadam
Prabhu,
of Krishna.
yes.
Prabhuji, please repeat, Prabhu. Okay, we want to hear again.
Once Lakshmi Devi wanted prasadam. Actually,
No,
it was
Prabhu.
Lakshmi. Narada Muni went and asked.
Narada Maharshi, yes.
He wanted.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yes,
Narada
Prabhu.
Maharshi.
Please repeat.
He
Because new
did,
devotees
Narada
may be there.
Maharshi did tapasya for almost 12 years to please Lakshmi Devi to get Mahaprasada from Lord Narayana's plate directly. And then after the 12 years of tapasya, when Lakshmi Devi was pleased and asked him, what do you want, Narada? But he told, I want prasad. That was his main aim only. But she said, oh, sorry, I cannot do that because that is not allowed. So then she became very morose. Now one person has pleased me after doing tapasya for 12 years, and still I am not able to complete his ambition. And she was so morose, and so Lord saw him and then her and asked her, what happened? Why you are so morose? And then she told him, this is the thing. So, but then Lord Narayana told her, okay, you can give him, but not in front of me. You give on my behind, from my behind. You can give him because he's a good devotee, but don't give it in front of me. And that's what Guru Maharaj is telling. That's why we don't eat in front of Krishna. We don't eat prasad in front of Krishna, in front of the deities, That's why the deities are all closed before eating prasad. And so one handful of prasadam was taken by Lakshmi Devi and given to Narada Maharshi. And Narada Maharshi was so ecstatic, he was so happy because after 12 years of tapasya, he could get this Mahaprasadam from Lakshmi Devi directly from the plate of Lord Narayana. And he was so ecstatic, and then he enjoyed it. And nobody, see, when you see prasadam, nobody thinks of anybody else. They think of offering or honoring it only. So, but when he was so ecstatic, and then he was going around everywhere, and he happened to pass through Kailas, and Lord Shiva saw him in so much ecstasy. He was wondering how is Shiva, Narada is so ecstatic. And he called Narada, come, Narada, brother, you come. So then he came, and then he was asking, what happened? Why you are so ecstatic? Then he told the story that after 12 years of tapasya, I got prasadam from Lord Narayana's plate, handful of prasadam by Lakshmi Devi. And so you must have kept my share, no? You are my brother. Like that he was telling. But Narada was very, he was feeling so sorry because it is everybody's habit, because if you get prasadam, you won't bother about anybody else. You simply eat it. That's all. Because it's not eat it, we honor it. That's it. So when we honor prasadam, we don't bother about others. So Narada, but luckily what happens, he had one grain was left out on his finger, and that was given to Shiva. And then Shiva became so ecstatic. He started dancing. He started doing the Nataraja, this one that which is normally done for at the time of what do you say? At the time of
Pralayagala, Prabhu.
Tandava, Prabhu. Tandava.
And but then he was so exciting, and he was doing at the time of destruction. That's what I meant. at the time of destruction. So, but when Shiva dances and everybody is, afraid, the whole planet vibrates and things like that. And Parvati also saw this, and then she came. She thought, she was thinking, it's not time for Pralaya yet. Then how Shiva is doing this Tandava Nritta? And then he came and asked Shiva, what happened? And then he was doing Tandava Nritta, he almost meditating in things like that. But then when Parvati came, his meditation was broken, and then he became angry on Parvati. Why did you break my meditation or my this Tandava Nritta? And then she told, sorry, because I was afraid because this will affect all other people and they will get destroyed. So then Shiva was happy. So only because of that, I tried to stop you. So Shiva was, of course, he was Asutosh. He is very easily pleased. And then he was pleased and told Parvati the story. Oh, then she was also expecting some share from Shiva of the prasadam. And but unfortunately, Shiva only got very little. So he enjoyed that and then in ecstasy. And then there was a little argument with Parvati and Shiva, and then Parvati told, I am Vishnu. I am Narayani, I am Vaishnavi, all these things. And hello. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu,
So,
continue nothing, bro. Somebody unmuted. That's it.
Okay.
Who unmuted?
So she said, I am Vishnu Shakti, I am Vaishnavi, I am Narayani. So I also deserve this prasadam. And then she said, see, now I know how much a person feels if he don't get prasadam. I now feel that I really understand the effect of not getting prasadam. But here people are happy without prasadam. If they want get prasadam, they are little worried about it. They are having problem in eating prasadam. Lord Durga told clearly that, see, now I understand why the person should feel bad if he's not getting prasadam. So I want to give prasadam to everybody. I don't want anybody to miss the chance of having prasadam. And by that time, Lord Vishnu appeared and told them, yes, your wish will be fulfilled, and we are going to have you as Vimala Devi. She is going to be placed near Jagannath Puri, and then the prasadam will be given to her. Or every time after giving to the Lord, the prasadam goes to Vimala Devi, and that is the thing happening now in Jagannath Puri. And even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has orchestrated to get this prasadam distributed to the everyone who is nearby. And I vow that whoever wanted Krishna Prasadam, Vishnu appeared and asked, I am suffering so much for your Prasadam, mercy, because Prasadam is mercy. That is, and that way it is now happening in the Jagannath Puri. That's why Vimala Devi is there right outside the Jagannath Puri temple, and they get prasadam. Whatever prasadam is offered to Jagannatha, Baladev and Subhadramaya is also given to Vimala Devi. So this is only to tell the importance of Lord Shiva, but Daksha has forgotten all these things, and just only out of envy and anger, he have insulted Lord Shiva. And even Sadi's in the coming slokas, Sadi is very clearly explaining what is the status of Shiva. There is no one who is envious except you. That is telling her father. Other than you, nobody is envious to Lord Shiva. And he don't have enemies. So all these things she is explaining in the coming slokas. So that is the exalted position of Lord Shiva. And of course, even in the material life also, we don't understand the importance of Shiva. Somebody understands, somebody don't. Somebody even if they understand, they exaggerate it. They take it in a wrong position. But they don't understand then the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So these are the things. So we should go as per the Shastra or the scriptures, which guides us in the right path, and that is where we should accept. Krishna says very clearly in the Bhagavad Gita also, Yapanya Devada Bhakta, Yajante Mam Dridabhritaha. Because, but they are doing it. By doing so, by worshipping the demigods, they are actually worshipping me. But it's in the wrong way. It's the wrong. Why do we do the wrong way? When it is ultimately, when it has to go to Krishna, let us do it for Krishna only. And by doing it for Krishna, then everybody is pleased. No, that is there. Like by eating food and putting food in the stomach, the whole body gets nourishment. It's very clear in the Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very clearly explained. So this is what we should do. So we have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as our goal of life, and we should always keep it in mind. And as Krishna said, Mam Ekam Sharan Bhaja. That is very clearly explained in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. And everybody says Ananya, 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 Ananya. Because we don't want to have anybody else. Ananya Cheda Sadadam Yomam Smaradi Nityasha Tasyaham Silva Partha. For such people, I am free. I am so cheap, he says. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead says, I am so cheap for them. Who does Ananya? Ananya Cheda Sadadam Yomam Smaradi Nityasha. So these are the ways and means of praying the Supreme, attaining the Supreme abode. And we should always follow that. And the ways and means are very clearly explained in the Bhagavad Gita, and so wonderfully explained by in the purports through Srila Prabhupada. And so it's so wonderful for us. And so everything is made so simple for us. We have to just follow that. And that's all what we have to do. So here, hearing Krishna Katha, Shiva being a wonderful devotee of the Lord, and Vaishnavanam Jada Shambhu, we try to understand what is the status of Shiva and act accordingly. And in the 12th chapter, it is said, no Vaishnavanam Jada Shambhu. So about Ganga it is said, about Krishna, Shiva it is said. So these things are mentioned so perfectly in the scriptures, which we should follow, and we should not miss any chance of hearing and understanding these things as far as possible. Okay, so here I don't think there's anything else I have to add. So they could not do so. Actually, that's all, Prabhuji. That's all from my side. Anybody want to?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much. It's always so wonderful, Prabhu. So, indeed, knowledge you have given. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
You're still walking?
Yes, Prabhu. Another 1 hour, 30 minutes. Just one question. Yes, Prabhu. Actually, Prasadam, actually, so wonderfully you explained it through that pastime. But one time, Prabhu, but since we are getting it very easily, We don't value that. One time, in devotee, it happened in our congregation. When we give to my office, some people, there are few devotees working in my office. So they when the prasadam is left from the weekend program, we give it to distribute everyone. So these devotees bring and they give it to everyone, something like that. And some Muslims, they say, he said, offer to your God, then he will not take it like that. Then they said, why they do disrespect like that? No, actually, they are respecting more than us, because we don't have faith that what we have in the altar is deity. I mean, we don't have very faith that when they offer to them, it has all effect. But they have all faith. They have all faith that it is deity, it has value. And if the food is kept in front of them, they know, they have faith that it is being transformed. So in the faith perspective, they are more faithful than us. So we have to see that in that perspective. So that is what actually in Ramanujacharya, once they were walking with his Sankirtan, people who were walking opposite direction, they closed their ears not to hear that Narayana Nama. Om Namo Narayana. This they don't want to hear. And then the devotees were really angry. They told, see, they don't have faith, they are closing it. No, they have more faith than you. That's why they are closing it. When it glows inside the heart, it will transform and they cannot enjoy the material world. That's why they are closing. So the faith is very important.
But you told about the faith of Christians, what you told about Christians, they're better.
Christians, Prabhu?
First, what you told, their faith is better.
No,
Whom you compare?
Yeah, this all Abrahamic religions, if they believe, not all of them, some of them, like if Christians means Pentecost, and if Muslims in some category, if you give prasadam, they will not take. It's happened in my office. The devotees who are working with me, they served prasadam, and some of them said, if it is it offered to your God, so I will not take it. Then the devotees came and told me they are dishonoring prasadam. And I said, no, they are honoring more than us. The only thing is they are not taking it. Then they asked how they are honoring more. No, we don't have much faith like them that what we have in the altar is God, one. And then if you put the prasadam food in front of them, we don't have much faith that chapati comes back chapati, idli comes back idli. But they have faith that if you put the altar with some prasadam, that food, that becomes a remnants of that God. So tell me, who is more faithful? Who is more honoring more the prasadam what you give? They are not taking it, that is different story. So it is one way. We should learn from them that this should be given more respect than, give me more paneer, give me that nice choka roti. We discriminate with the prasadam also. So this is what the story we have to learn from them. Hare Krishna.
Mahaprabhu says you should eat whatever you get. You should not demand anything. Everything is Krishna's mercy.
Yeah. When sometimes before we discuss about the Yamuna Mataji's story, she said, I never release prasadam, I only honor prasadam. So that's we have to see the lot of difference between relishing and honoring. If we start relishing, then we will come to know Kerala sabji is not good, rabdi is good. Like this, we will start discriminating, and that discrimination will come to our life also. Something bad happens, this is not Lord's mercy, this is His Icha, and something good happens, this is Lord's Kripa. So discriminations will start coming in our life also.
Yes.
So we have to relish everything which comes from Krishna, whether happening in our life or the prasadam what we honor.
I think the Chaitanya Bhagavata.
What is I say? At the beginning of my Krishna conscious 2006, Prabhu, somebody brought prasadam from Jagannath Puri, and it is completely rotten, Prabhu. And some seen it. I put that in mouth and I was holding it like that just to see what others are doing. But senior devotees, they were honoring and they were really relishing and they were really honoring and they were chewing. And then I did not have any guts to ask them, is it not rotten? Then I also swallowed it because we are in that stage. We discriminate. This is that. Then they say only this is from Jagannath. That's all. Long way to go, Prabhu.
Actually, Chaitanya Bhagavata, in one of the verses, it was told that suppose the wife is making prasadam, salt is less. You should not shout immediately, what today's salt is. You should think that I am in Raja, I am just a beggar, I am asking, and the Brajavasis are giving me. So, can I tell them less salt, more salt? They should eat it. So, like that, you should take that. Krishna wanted you to eat less salt that day. That's all. Yeah. Krishna has taken with less salt. But that won't come. We'll shout. Why no loss? Why less? More salt, less salt.
Yes, exactly, Prabhu.
Sunita Mataji, any questions?
No, Prabhuji. I just, with your permission, I would like to add some points. As Rameswar Prabhu said, as Rameswar Prabhu said, because I have seen my husband's brother who was born and brought up in Guruvayur, Kerala, but he converted into Christianity. And then when we invited him for the ceremony, he just came, but he didn't want to attend that puja and all. And when we offered prasadam, he didn't want to accept it, and he didn't accept only. He was born in a Hindu family. He was a staunch follower of Krishna, Guruvayurappa. And he converted. Whole family converted to Christianity. But they were so reluctant to accept this prasadam. They didn't accept.
See, so that's what we could. What we can do is we can get this aspect from them. Let us have the faith on prasadam as they do have.
Yeah.
Only that we can take it from them.
Satya Devi Mataji, can you just add on something, because you are from originally a Christian background, but now you are a Vaishnavi. You've taken initiation from Bhakti Damodar Maharaj. Can you just tell why the Christians don't accept the food we give the offered honorable prasadam? Satya Mataji, are you there?
Mataji must be busy something.
I think she has just put it on pause. V.S. Narayan Prabhu, Ratnakar Mazun Prabhu, Virendra Shah Prabhu.
It was a wonderful class, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
V.S. Narayan Prabhu.
Prabhuji is from Calicut, Mataji.
Okay. My husband is from Guruvayur, Prabhuji. Guruvayur, Kerala.
Okay. You are from Mataji?
I'm basically from Bangalore, Prabhuji. Now in Hyderabad.
Okay.
You are a Kannadiga or Telugu?
No, Malayali. Basically Malayali, born and brought up in Bangalore. I know Kannada. I know Kannada also.
Okay. Malayali Anna.
Okay, Prabhu. Okay, any other?
Prabhu said there was no point, but so many points came. Prabhu was telling in the starting, Prabhu, there's no point in this verse. So many points came. There is no verse of Prabhupada where there's no point. Some people say this, no purport, but there is so much inside that verse. We go inside, dive. Prabhu is walking so strongly with London Bridge behind him.
I don't know how come this is coming often, Prabhu. I don't know.
I think my London Bridge came to you.
Yeah, you have also, Prabhu. You behind you.
London Bridge is falling. That song is
It's
there.
manifesting to you and me. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, anything else, Prabhuji? Otherwise, the school for Indians. So,
Yes.
okay, Prabhu.
Tomorrow, Kamala Hemangi, no? Tomorrow?
Yes, Prabhu. Tomorrow, Kamala Mangi. Day after tomorrow, you.
Yeah.
Monday by the time Aditya will be there, I think.
We have tomorrow onwards. We have Nipah problem. Nipah.
What is that?
There is a deadly virus too. But it is better to be at home and
Yeah, we are going to be at home. We will not have satsanga on Sunday now. Sunday we will
It's
have.
don't
all India or only in where Kerala?
No, Prabhu, only in
Kerala.
Kerala, one certain area, Prabhu. It's a deadly virus.
Oh, Nipah.
Already taken. Yeah.
Nipah, Nipah.
Yeah, it transmits from bats, Prabhuji, bats.
Yeah.
Bad.
Oh,
I
so
don't
sad.
know, again and again, why it is coming to that particular area, northern Kerala. Always.
Because so many cows they are
Hare
eating, so many Muslims are eating cows, Prabhu. It has become complete Muslim
Hare
area.
Krishna, Hare
Calicut.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
We cannot talk like that, Prabhu.
Yeah, sorry.
Hare Krishna.
Pancha Kalpitra best. Thank you, Prabhu. Thanks. A very good class, Prabhu. Everybody liked it. Sham
Hare
Chaitan,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Jai Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Pancha Kalpitra best. Kripas Bev Jabatan Bang Best Name Pranamon.
Ananta Kodi Vaishnava.
His grace, Sham Chaitanya Prabhu ki jai ho.
Guru Maharaj ki jai.
Gauranga, Nityananda.
Gauranga.
Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda.
Nityananda.
जय जय श्री राधे श्याम सबको मिले वृंदावन धाम
Hare Krishna.
गोविंद गिरिलाल की जय। थैंक यू
Hare
हरे
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
आज